है।
جی ہاں یہ بات بھی ہے، یہ بات بھی ہے بھائی.
بس اب میں مفتی صاحب اور عاصم بھائی کی موجودگی میں بتا نہیں سکتا ہوں کہ ان کے ہاں کیا کیا گیا ہے ان گپت انگوں کے ساتھ، میں زیادہ بول نہیں سکتا ہوں بس. تو یہ
ویسے
پلاتے بھی رہے ہیں، پیتے بھی رہے ہیں، سب کچھ کرتے رہے ہیں. جی
آج کل جو ہے وہ، آج کل نہیں کچھ دن پہلے پچھلے ہفتے کی بات ہے، سوشل میڈیا کے اوپر ایک ٹرینڈ چلا کہ انڈینز اور اس میں ہندو کے لیے بولا گیا وہ کہ یہ کتنے گندے ہوتے ہیں. اور اس کی وجہ یہ تھی کہ مین ہیٹن میں شاید اس کا دیوالی کے موقع پر کوئی ان لوگوں نے جلوس ولوس نکالا ہوگا، تو مین ہیٹن کو اس قدر خراب کر دیا کچرا خانہ کہ پولیس کو بلانا پڑا کہ بھائی کیا کر رہے ہو، یہ چاندنی چوک نہیں ہے، مین ہیٹن ہے. تو یہ تو حشر ہے ان لوگوں کا. اور آ کر یعنی ہماری ہر فقہ کی کتاب میں، حدیث کی کتاب میں کتاب الطہارہ دا بک آف پیورٹی اینڈ کلینلینس باقاعدہ پورا ایک چیپٹر موجود ہے، ہم سے بات کرتے ہیں. اور ان ایکسٹریم کنڈیشن میں اسلام حل بیان کرتا ہے کہ جن میں نہ پانی ہے نہ کپڑے ہیں، کہ اب طہارت کیسے ہوگی، اب پیورٹی کیسے ہوگی. یہ بات ہے.
پھر کہتے ہیں کہ ہمیں نجس کیوں کہتے ہو.
مطلب جو اینتھروپولوجسٹ ہیں اور جنہوں نے انسانی تاریخ کا مطالعہ کیا ہے، اس میں انہوں نے باضابطے سے کئی بڑے بڑے اسکالرس نے اس بات پہ اتنا زور کیا ہے کہ اسلام کی جو ایک کہنے کہ جس طریقے سے وہ تیار کرتا ہے اور اس تیاری میں یعنی لوگوں کو تیار کرتا ہے سوسائٹی کے لیے، اور اس تیاری میں جتنا وہ پیوریفیکیشن پہ زور دیتا ہے پوری دنیا کی کوئی تہذیب نہیں دیتی. اور یہی وجہ ہے کہ ان کے ایگلیٹیرین ہونے کی ایک نشانی جو ہے وہ پیوریفیکیشن بھی ہے، ان کی جو پیوریفیکیشن کا سسٹم ہے وہ بھی ہے.
زبردست پوائنٹ. اچھا وہ اس پر یاد آیا ایک منٹ کہ انڈیا میں کچھ علاقوں میں خصوصاً جہاں تک مجھے یاد ہے وہ بہت سارے علاقوں میں ہوتا ہوگا، الہ آباد میں ایک ہولی کے چوتھے دن ایک خاص قسم کی ہولی کھیلی جاتی ہے. اب وہ رنگ کا استعمال نہیں کرتے بلکہ نالی کے اندر جو چوڑا ہوتا ہے نا اس کا استعمال کرتے ہیں، وہ ملتے ہیں ایک دوسرے کے اوپر. جو گٹر کی جو گندگی ہے نا بھائی، آپ کے انڈیا پاکستان میں کیا ہے، کوئی سیور سسٹم کوئی بہت زبردست تو ہے نہیں، تو جو ٹوائلٹ وغیرہ سے جو گندگی ہے وہ اپنا نالیوں میں بہ رہی ہے. تو اس خاص علاقے میں ہولی کے چوتھے دن جو ہولی کھیلی جاتی ہے تو وہ جو گندگی ہوتی ہے جو گٹر سے نکل رہی ہے وہ ملتے ہیں ایک دوسرے کو. اب اندازہ لگائیں کہ کس لیول پر
پہنچی وہیں پہ خاک جہاں کا خمیر تھا.
یہ ہمیں کیا بتائیں گے مفتی صاحب؟ آپ یورپ کا ایگزامپل لے لیں کہ ہاتھ دھونا کتنی عام بات ہے. ہینڈ واشنگ آج سب کو لگتا ہے ہینڈ واشنگ. 150 سال پہلے تک ہینڈ واشنگ اور ہائیجین کا کانسیپٹ یورپ میں نہیں تھا. وہاں لوگ نہیں سمجھتے تھے اس کا لنک. یہ آپ پڑھ کے دیکھ لیں، میں سب کو بول رہا ہوں انٹرنیٹ پہ پڑھیں ہسٹری. یہ ہینڈ واشنگ آیا ہی مسلمز کی طرف سے.
وہ تو بات صحیح ہے، وہاں نہیں وہ مسلم شاور کہتے ہیں بھائی. آج تک یہ لوگ یعنی فارغ ہونے کے بعد نمبر 1 نمبر 2 سے اپنے آپ کو دھوتے تک نہیں ہے گورے. ان کے یہاں واش روم میں پانی کا کوئی حساب نہیں ہوتا، سینک ہوتی ہے اس میں آپ ہاتھ دھوئیے.
تو دیکھیں نا وہ انہوں نے جو انوینشن کی ہے، جو شاور لگایا ہے استنجا وغیرہ کے لیے، ایون اس کو نام ہی انہوں نے مسلم شاور دیا ہے. انہوں نے کہا یہ مسلمان ہی یہ تکلف کرتے ہیں. اچھا میں ایک بار عرب میں مڈل ایسٹ میں تھا، ٹریول کر رہا تھا، تو ایک واش روم پبلک ٹوائلٹ تھا، بلکہ ایک مال تھا اس کا ٹوائلٹ تھا. اس میں تو پرچی لکھی آگے نا چٹ لگی ہوئی، اور چٹ میں لکھا ہوا عربی کے اندر لکھا ہوا کہ آپ گھبرانا نہیں ہے، خوف نہیں کرنا، کھل کر پانی استعمال کریں، ہمارے پاس بہت ہے. یعنی انہوں نے صحرا کے لوگ ہیں.
جی 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 یہ جو مسلم شاور ہے نا، اس کے لیے انگلش میں ایک لفظ آتا ہے بیڈے. تو اس کی جو اس کی جو اسپیلنگ ہے وہ اس طریقے سے ہے کہ آپ اس کو بدعت پڑھ سکتے ہیں، یعنی آخر میں ٹی ہے، بدے اگر پروناؤنسیشن ہے لیکن ٹی جو ہے وہ سائلنٹ ہے. تو میں جب ایک مرتبہ میں ایک سے کہنے لگا، میں نے کہا یہ تمہارے یہاں بدعت ہی ہے ویسے، چونکہ یہ تمہارے یہاں کی ابھی ایجاد ہے کہ تم اب اس کو خصوصاً کورونا میں ان لوگوں کو پتا چلا کہ بدے بھی کوئی چیز ہے. تو یہ تو صورت حال ہے ان لوگوں کی، اور اسلام کے اوپر یہ صفائی ستھرائی کے حوالے سے اعتراضات اٹھاتے ہیں.
حضرت وہ ہمارے چکر میں ایک گورا لگوا بیٹھا اور مسلم شاور کا پریشر بہت تیز تھا، پھر اس کے بعد وہ بہت رویا جی. اب ان کو پریکٹس نہیں ہوتی.
جی ہاں، یہ وہ قوم ہے جو ایک لوٹے میں اب بات انڈیا کی کر رہا ہوں، جو ایک لوٹے میں نہاتی ہے اور یہ سمجھتی ہے کہ ہم پوتر ہو گئے. अच्छा जी, आगे बढ़ते हैं।
हजरत गंगा जल से जो लोग अभी, सॉरी माजरत चाहता हूँ, मैं बड़ी माजरत चाहता हूँ, नो ऑफेंस मेरे सनातनी दोस्त, वो हम इस्लामोफोब्स को मुखातिब कर रहे हैं, तो दूसरे जो हमारे सनातनी भाई हैं वो ऑफेंस ना लें प्लीज, मैं माजरत चाहता हूँ। भाई जिनके गंगा जल को लेबोरेटरी में टेस्ट किया गया है, गौ मूत्र को, यूरिन को टेस्ट किया गया, हेल्दी काउस की यूरिन को टेस्ट किया गया दर्जनों, और इंडियंस ने, यानी हिंदू जो साइंटिस्ट हैं उस लेबोरेटरी के अंदर, उन्होंने क्या नेशनल लेवल, उन्होंने बताया कि कितना ये अनहाइजेनिक और ये बैक्टीरिया से और बीमारियों से और डिजीज से भरा हुआ है। तो भाई आप कैसे कह सकते हैं, हमारे साथ तो नहीं मुकाबला कर।
जी हाँ। अच्छा जी, आगे बढ़ते हैं। इटर्नल सर्च। जी भाई, इटर्नल सर्च, क्या हाल चाल है?
हेलो
जी जी, आवाज आ रही भाई? हेलो के बाद भी बोले कुछ, तारुफ कराए थोड़ा। आप हिंदू है?
आई कैन ओनली यस सर, born Hindu. Okay,
born Hindu.
I can
Okay.
only speak in English. Is that okay?
Okay, no problem. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sir. So, like my name says, I guess the search is for God. Okay, or more than a God, the search is for creation. Why the creation happened? Okay, and why we've been created. I think I've been born a Hindu. Okay, I am a Hindu by birth, but not sure if Hinduism is right or what is right. So I wanted to understand from an Islamic perspective, okay, why we were created. I
So
think
far, what is
I
your belief?
know, I've heard it. I've heard it.
Okay. So far, what is your belief? What do you think? Why we were created, and what if religion is taken out from our life? Then, what do you think? What is the purpose of life? Forget about religion, any religion. So, what is the purpose of life?
That is what we don't know, na? We don't know.
Okay, you don't know. Okay.
So that is why I am trying to ask you, actually.
Okay, fair enough.
So,
does anyone
I'm not here to. I'm not here to.
I understand. I understand.
Say that Islam is wrong or Islam is bad. Okay.
Okay.
So if you, I think I know because I've heard this in a couple of places. But see, I'll tell you what I know. Okay, and then, sir, you can let me know if my understanding is right. Okay. So as far as I understand, I think Allah, that is the Islam God, was alone. Then He created us so that we would face a test. Okay, and if we do well in the test, we are rewarded. Otherwise, we are punished. Is my understanding correct?
Okay. All right. So there are few points that can be added to your statement, but anyways, we can accept that.
I have.
Do you want to add anything? Do you want to add anything?
Yes.
Okay.
So because you people also talk about soul, right? I think you also have a concept of soul, and Hinduism also has a concept of soul. So if you can relate to what the soul is and add it along with your answer, I won't trouble you with multiple questions.
Okay. Is anyone interested in responding to this, brother?
Ji, Assalamu alaikum. Actually, he's saying that this is the concept of the oneness of God. Monotheistic approach or creed is just because of Islam or Islamic, just because of the Islamic context or for the Islamic background. But the thing is, if you read Vedas, we will find
one quick interruption, Amir bhai. Eternal search. I mean, we can certainly respond in English. No problem, but I think most of our audience are Hindi speaking. So no, most of our audience. So do you understand Hindi so that we can inshallah respond in Hindi or Urdu? Unless if you don't understand, then
we can later translate into in Hindi.
Okay.
Obviously, for our audience, we can later translate.
I understand Hindi, but I've been hearing you guys for some time. There seems to be a lot of Urdu words which I am not.
Okay, that's fine. Let him speak then. Let Amir bhai speak then. Okay.
It's okay. We can later translate into Hindi for our audience, inshallah, no problem. Okay, the first thing is the concept of oneness of God, the creator. It's all the way in the Vedas, in the Quran, and in the Bible, primarily. But then later on, they change it. And this concept actually in Hindus, obviously some learned scholars and they're very educated. They know Sanskrit. They know all the Vedangs, and they say that Vedas primarily, in the beginning, it always
Yes,
gives us the
talks
concept
about
of
one God.
monotheism.
It talks about
Monotheism.
one God.
So
Yes,
one
yes, that
God.
is correct.
So the
Yeah,
thing
let
is that
him speak. Eternal Search, let him speak.
yes,
Yeah. Let him complete the statement
Okay,
and then you can talk. Thank you.
okay,
yes.
okay.
So the thing is, when you say that Islamic concept, actually it's universal concept. Wherever religion is or dharma is, whatever you call it, okay, no matter. So wherever a religion is, wherever a revelation is, there you find a concept of monotheism, a oneness of God. So it's not Islam. Like, yes, we know that Islam is since eternity, since the Adam or since the first human being, we know that Islam is there. But the thing is, when you people like you or Hindus or non-Muslims, they mostly think that Islam started 1400 years ago. It went after the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but that's wrong according to Islam. So we believe Islam is there since the first human being stepped on the earth. So Islam is there. So we believe the monotheistic approach in all over the religions is similar. So here we start now. The concept of spirit, the soul, Atma, and the concept of oneness of God, Tawheed, monotheism. It's similar. So where is the point you differ? What point do you want to understand?
No. My question was more specifically, what is the purpose of creation?
Exactly. The purpose is still in Hinduism. It's written in the Veda that God created you so that you can follow his teaching, his Updesh in Vedas for your Kalyankari. So that's why he revealed 4 Vedas to 4 rishis, so that we can learn how to live here, how to survive, how to go and be a good person in this world and afterlife. That's what written in the Vedas, similarly in the Quran, similarly in the Bible. There is nothing different, nothing, not a single point difference. So here we go. Now, when you say you are born Hindu, you must know this concept, that this concept is there in the Vedas. So now mostly people, when they go for yoga or mysticism or the sannyasi or brahmachari, they thought they created, invented the new philosophies that maybe we have reincarnation, maybe uh, God has, limited souls or limited matter. That's why we have to recycle this life and birth. Must recycle, go on, just to fill the blanks, fill the vacuum in the earth. You get my point?
Very important.
I
Yes,
am
Eternal
I
Search.
got your
Let's
point.
imagine. Sorry,
I
sorry.
got
Just one point. Just one point. Let me add one point. Last one. But this is the important one. Let's imagine God created us. Here we agree. We both agree that this universe has a creator. But the thing is, why he created us? So we have only one single rational, logical answer. Not a second. He created us for a reason. So here we are, talking about discussing what could be the reason he created us. What could be the reason? So the reason, very simple logical reason, a man, a human, whenever he created or invented something, there must be a reason behind it. Maybe he realizes consume it, eat it, or use it, or for the facility, for the human beings, okay, for the society. So that's what God did. So he created us for this reason, that we live in peace in this world and the life hereafter. That's the purpose.
Eternal Search. Let me ask you this question. If God exists, what do you think we as human being, can we harm him or benefit him in any way or form?
no.
Okay. So if God exists and we as human being cannot harm him or cannot benefit him in any way or form, so our creation is not for his benefit. Do we agree on this? Because we cannot
Yes.
benefit him. So it is not for his
Yes.
benefit. So if it is
Yes.
not for his benefit, then it has to be for our benefit.
This is where I have the question, sir, if I may ask.
So let me tell you.
Okay.
So hold on. Let me tell you how it is for our benefit. Now we have a choice to make, and that choice is that we can be God. We can be obedient. We can obey God and his commands, and we can disobey God and his commands, right? We have both choices to make. We can make one choice and we can be successful and attain salvation in this world and in hereafter, right? That choice is there or not? If God exists, the choice is there or not?
Wajidi sir, that's not my question. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, I understand. That's not your question. I'm just simply asking you a few points so that we can arrive to the conclusion that you want to ask. I'm asking,
okay, sir.
If
sorry,
God,
you'll have to repeat the question.
If God exists and we cannot benefit him, right? So do we have a choice to make for our own benefit? Can we make a choice to be successful in this world and in next life? Can we make a choice? Do we have that option? If God exists, based on this premise, if God exists, do we have that option or not?
We do have the choice, right? And I mean, every day we make choices. So
we make choices, right?
Sure I follow your question.
Oh,
yes.
No. Okay, we make choices. So we can make a choice that if God exists, then he can benefit us in this world and in the next life by us following his commands, right? We can make that choice. Understand that?
Yes.
So if that is the case, then God wants to see us and he wants to test us whether we remain in his obedience or we avoid and abstain from his commands. So if we abstain from his commands, then we are harming ourselves not only in this world but also in the next life. And if we follow his commands, then we are attaining salvation in this world as well as in the next world. So that is simple. So that's the reason why he created us. So creation has a purpose, and the purpose is that we can cause benefit to us, since we cannot cause benefit or harm to God and our creator. Understand?
Agree. Now let me ask the question again. If we did not exist at all, okay, as a soul, because the soul in Hinduism is slightly different, and that is why I asked if you could add the concept of soul as per Islam.
What is the Hindu concept of soul? I believe that the Hindu concept of soul is that soul was a part of God itself, right?
Well, Hinduism has many schools of thought.
Which school of thought do you follow? What do you think? You give me your interpretation of soul.
I don't believe in the Advaiti concept. Okay. So,
no, whichever concept you know, tell me your your understanding of souls in Hinduism. Whether you believe in it or not is a different case. I'm not asking what you believe in. What you know.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly. That is right. So I'll just tell you what I know and what sounds more appealing to me. Okay, because it sounds more rational to me. Okay, according to the Hindu concept, God is a soul. Rather, according to the concept that I like, God as a soul exists. God is one soul. We are one soul. Okay, every person is one soul. You are one soul. Okay, all of us existed. Okay, and God alone is that soul, which is all powerful. Okay, exactly like Allah in Islam. All powerful, all pervasive, omnipresent. Okay, capable of everything and anything, all of that. Okay, and because we existed as souls in just the soul form, you cannot achieve salvation. Okay, he then enabled you to live a life. Okay. And
so
because
hold on,
of this life, you can achieve salvation.
Based on your interpretation or your understanding, our soul. Let me just. I'm trying to understand our soul. I'm trying to understand here before you move on. Our soul, according to your understanding, is eternal. Our soul, not God's soul. Our soul is eternal.
Yes.
Okay. Did it come out from God, from the soul of God? Was it a part of God's? Okay, fine. So our soul is independent. God's soul is independent, and both souls are eternal. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, move on.
Okay. Now, if you take this concept, okay, whatever I told you, okay, because soul has existed. See, God, soul, our soul existing. You cannot ask any more question about that. Why was this created? Because I don't think anyone knows. If we ask why was God created, that question doesn't lead us anywhere. Okay. Now I'll just come to the other part. When we think that these souls existed, okay, then God did not actually create us at all. Okay, He has just given us a form to basically for us to benefit from it. But here I'm not going to argue. I'm not debating you. Okay,
that's okay.
I'm not arguing or I'm debating you. But if in the Islamic concept or any other concept, okay, I don't want to say Islamic and I don't want to actually start an argument or a fight. If we assume, or if it is the teaching that the soul itself was created, then when God existed and nothing else existed, okay, if we were created, then what is the purpose is the question. That is my question.
Okay, so of course, the Islamic doctrine is that soul is also creation. Soul is not pre-eternal, our soul. Okay, so that is the Islamic doctrine. Everything is created and soul is also included in everything. That's point number one. Point number two, the question can be directed to you and your understanding of the soul, that if soul, human soul, is pre-eternal, what was the need? Why God felt the urge of giving our soul a form and shape for our salvation? Why?
Because the soul in its,
hold on, that's one question. Let me give you a follow-up question. The follow-up question is, whenever He gave us a form and a shape, it our form and shape will not be pre-eternal. The soul is pre-eternal. The form and shape will not be pre-eternal, right? Because He gave us that form, He gave us that shape. So the form and shape, our body is not pre-eternal. So the question is that why did He not decide to give us shape and form pre-eternally? Why did He decide to give us form and shape later on? Yes.
No. That, okay. You think of some time, okay, whenever the time is, okay, 1,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, 1,00,000 years ago, okay. I don't think I know the answer to that. Okay, let's say everyone opened their eyes, okay, figuratively speaking, okay. God opened His eyes and we also opened our eyes, okay. Now, the way it existed is, soul is there, okay, He's a soul, we are souls. So how does it make sense to ask why He didn't give us a body? Because He's not even given you the soul. He's not even given you the soul. So,
but he gave a body to the soul.
Yes, He did.
Okay.
So I would like to ask a question, Mufti Sahab. Just one question. Do you think, brother, this prakriti, this this matter actually, do you think it's eternal or created?
Soul is, as far as I know, soul is.
I'm not asking about the soul, this prakriti, the matter, yes.
Not prakriti, not prakriti.
Okay, matter is not eternal according to him. Okay.
Matter is not eternal.
I have one question related to the concept of soul, whatever he has. So basically,
and by the way, we want to conclude this in next 2 minutes. Yes, go ahead, Asim bhai.
You told that the soul of the God is different and independent, and our soul is separated from God, and our soul is also independent. So if we are independent, our soul was independent, or our soul is independent, then why God will decide the salvation for our soul?
Exactly. Good point.
Okay.
Because
no. See, this question, before you answer, let me rephrase his question. What he's trying to say is that, does God have an authority on our souls to begin with? Because if we are independent and God is independent, He is eternal, we are eternal, we are parallel and equal to God. So does He have any authority on our souls?
I don't know about authority, okay, but
that's strange.
What the doctrine says is that if you don't get the form, or if you don't get the salvation, okay, see, you will also believe that God doesn't need anything. Eternally He's blissful, right? Eternally He's blissful. But other than the God soul, every other soul is in a state of sadness.
Why?
Okay, it's in a state of sadness.
No, because we both are. Hold on. Both souls are eternal. Is blissful, and we are sad. On what parameters, and why?
So we can also ask the question: why is God all powerful, and why we are not all powerful, right?
Because we are not equal to God. According to your doctrine and your understanding of the soul, each soul is equal to God's soul, because both of them are pre-eternal. So how can you say that God's soul is eternal bliss and we are in eternal sadness?
No.
On what parameters?
Yes, that is not what I said. That is how it is created. See, if you ask the question why God and that all-powerful God has been created,
no. That's not.
What will be your answer?
That's not the point we are disagreeing on.
We
have a disagreement on the point: soul were created or not. Souls are eternal or not. So no. You are shifting the question somewhere else. The thing is, we are not. We don't have any disagreement on the Sarv Shaktiman issue. You admitted yourself just a while ago. So don't bring things we are agreed upon.
Wait, can I talk to him?
Yeah, we have 1 more minute, and then we have to move on to the next caller. Brother Dawa, go ahead.
Okay. Eternal. So you're saying that the soul and God both are eternal, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if God is eternal,
he's saying sorry, Brother Dava, he's saying both are souls.
Both are souls and both are eternal.
Both are eternal. That's it.
Okay. All souls are eternal. All souls are eternal.
Okay. So I have one question. I have one question because we don't have time. So if the soul of the human, or whatever you want to call this, the other soul that is not God, if it is sad, and it has been sad since eternity, then how will it become happy? If it has always been sad, then it does not have a moment or time to shift into happiness. That is why we say that it necessitates that we are not eternal. If you're shifting from being sad to happy, it necessitates that our unhappiness or sadness is not eternal. If our sadness is eternal, we have no option to shift into happiness. Do you get the issue here?
Yeah. So
I understand what you're trying to say.
Okay.
But, I'm not sure why something which has been sad cannot become happy. I'm not sure I understand that part.
No, actually, hold on. So let me just conclude, unless if anyone.
Wajidi sir, my only question is, see, because when we say, I agree that, even in the concept of Hinduism, God is independent. He doesn't need anything from anyone. Okay. And pretty much, I think you guys also say the same thing. Okay. But my only question is, if God created us for something, to pray to him, to praise him. Okay. I'm not trying to raise a
go ahead, complete your question quickly.
Argumentative question. But I'm saying what happens is that seems selfish. Okay, that seems selfish. I don't want to make this controversial.
Okay,
it seems selfish. That's my only question.
That's why I mentioned in the beginning of our conversation that can we, as if God exists, can we benefit him? And you said that no, we cannot benefit or harm him. So selfishness. The question of selfishness arises if we are in the position of benefiting God and we are not in that position. So there is no way you can raise the question of selfishness here. Okay. So let me just conclude our conversation, or I have to say this in Hindu Urdu ताकि हमारे ऑडियंस को भी समझ में आ जाए खुलासा. तो हमारे भाई जो है वो आए थे और वो ये कह रहे थे कि खुदा की जो रूह है वो भी इटर्नल है और हमारी रूह भी इटर्नल है और खुदा ने बस हमें बॉडी दी है ताकि हम सॉल्वेशन यानी नजात हासिल करें और खुशी हासिल करें, वरना हम लोग जो है वो हमारी जो रूह है वो इटर्नल सैडनेस में थी, यानी हमेशा हम सैड थे, और खुदा जो है वो इटर्नल ब्लिस में था. ब्लिस कहते हैं खुशी और फरहत, इसको कह ले इसका तर्जुमा. तो अब हमने जो सवाल किया वो ये कि अगर हम दोनों की रूह इंडिपेंडेंट है, यानी खुदा की रूह भी इटर्नल है, हमारी रूह भी इटर्नल है, तो हम इंडिपेंडेंट हो गए. तो अब सवाल ये है कि आखिर खुदा को कौन सी अथॉरिटी है हमारे ऊपर जब हम इंडिपेंडेंटली हमारी रूह एग्जिस्ट करती है कि वो हमें बॉडी दे दे और कहे कि तुम इस गम से निकलो और खुशी की तरफ आओ. जब हम इटर्नली, अच्छा एक सवाल इसमें जो बिरादर दावा की तरफ से आया उसकी भी वजाहत कर दूं मैं, कि जब हम एक इटर्नल गम में थे तो हमें खुशी का तो एहसास है ही नहीं, तो हम तो हमेशा गम में थे, तो हमें क्या जरूरत पड़ी कि हम उस गम को छोड़कर खुशी इख्तियार करें? क्योंकि इटर्नल गम का मतलब ये है कि हमने खुशी का जायका कभी चखा ही नहीं, तो जब जायका चखा ही नहीं तो उसकी जरूरत क्या है? तो गॉड को फिर कोई अथॉरिटी बाकी नहीं रहती अगर हम हिंदुइज्म का इस कॉन्सेप्ट को तस्लीम कर लें। ये हमारी गुफ्तगू का मुख्तसर सा खुलासा है। All right, it was nice talking to you, Eternal Search. Hopefully we'll continue our discussion some other time.